Hello everybody, I'm Kate Cass, and today we're going to do something a bit special. This is a video that I've actually been wanting to do for a really long time, and today is the day. I'm going to give you a full tour of my Blu-ray and DVD collection. Yes, they're all mixed up into one. I know that bothers some people, but for me, I prefer to have everything disc-wise in one place. You know, it makes me happier as a person. This video I'll be going over my movies, and then I'll do a separate video on the TV shows you see behind me. So yeah, I think that's all the intro we need. Let's just dive right into it. Starting off with kind of a weird one here, we have The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother, Gene Wilder's attempt to make a Mel Brooks style comedy, and it's weird and probably not that great, but it came at like a perfect I discovered it during my Mel Brooks phase and my discovery of Sherlock Holmes, so this was kind of a given purchase. But still, it's weird. I haven't watched the full thing in a while. Gene Wilder doesn't even attempt a British accent, so I don't know how he's supposed to be Sherlock Holmes' smarter brother. It's a farce in every regard. Gotta have Aladdin on the classic Disney DVD. An Adventure in Space and Time. I've talked about this movie before, but it's quite possibly the most underrated thing to come out of Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. I finally got a rival. I am so excited to watch this movie again. It's brilliant. I loved it. I've been wanting to rewatch it for so long, and now I can. There's an interesting one. We have Assume the Position with Mr. Wool. This is a comedy/educational special with Robert Wool about misconceptions in U.S. history. It's very funny, very informative. It's a really good watch. This is another one I'm finally happy to have. Got this on Black Friday this year. Atop the Fourth Wall, The Secret Origins. Now, yes, it's still sealed. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm very excited to. I think, aside from the movie, this is the only Atop the Fourth Wall DVD with storyline content, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing Linkara's origins properly. Gotta have the Back to the Future trilogy, a classic if there ever was one. I used to be really happy with this set, it was one of my favorite things, but I realized how badly I have to upgrade to Blu-ray because when I was getting screenshots for the favorite movies list, I realized this is the full screen edition. Ugh. So yeah, I need to fix that. Bambi, another Disney classic, gotta have that. Batman Under the Red Hood. This is my favorite Batman movie ever of the ones I've seen. I think the animated Batman movies are better than the live action ones. They just have what I want in them more, including Bat Family content, and that's definitely what this movie has. So does Batman vs. Robin and Batman Bad Blood. That's all I have of the animated Batman movies. I haven't caught up with the recent stuff, but if anybody wants to let me know if the newer ones are any good, let me know, and I'll check them out on HBO Max or something. Beauty and the Beast, another beloved classic that I am very happy to have. And a less beloved classic, Belle's Enchanted Christmas, because I only buy good movies. I have a soft spot for this movie. If anything, it's got a great soundtrack. The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel might be a weird one considering what we've seen so far, but I really love movies like this of people in like their golden years trying to make a change and being able to do it. You know, it makes me optimistic about the future, and this is a very nice movie. As well as the second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Not as good, but still pretty good. Got the Bourne Identity right there. I actually found this at a supermarket for $5. And, yeah, that's about what I pay for the Bourne Identity. It's pretty good. You know, I like the character stuff a lot. The only thing that's disappointing in hindsight is that they kind of lowered down on the character stuff as the franchise went on, and it kind of just became purely action, and, that's kind of disappointing. But I like the first one. Brother Bear! Such an underrated Disney movie. I cried, guys, for like 3 years. I really love this movie. I should do a video on this. Should I review Brother Bear? Let me know if I should review Brother Bear. Catch Me If You Can, an underrated Spielberg film. I like this a lot. This might possibly be my favorite Spielberg. Cats Don't Dance. One of those ones that like was underrated for a while, and then through like word of mouth it became really popular. That's how I learned about it. I learned about it very late on, and when I was like, I don't know, 20 or something, I discovered this movie, and it is really good. Yes, I'm surprised it's not open too. I should watch this again. It's been too long. I forgot I had this! Chicken Run! I need to watch this too. This is another one where it's been way too long. The Jim Carrey Christmas Carol with the old, you know, motion capture and stuff. Way better than I think any of us expected it to be. You know, I did think it's one of my favorite versions of A Christmas Carol. I talked about it briefly in my top 5 Christmas Carol adaptations, but I do think this is really good. It's weird at points, but I do think overall it was a much better attempt than any of us were expecting. I got this not that long ago. I'm very happy to finally own one of my all-time favorite movies, City Slickers, on Blu Ray. Such a good movie. Here's something rare. Constantine, City of Demons. And what makes this rare is that this is a blind buy, which I don't blind buy things that often because, you know, despite owning all of this, I'm not exactly made of money. In fact, I'm made of anything but this was only $4 on Black Friday 2019, I believe. I think so, yeah. And I just finished binging Legends of Tomorrow, so I really fell in love with Constantine. So I decided to pick this up, and it's good, but it's intense. Like, don't take the R rating of this movie lightly, okay? Because this is a movie that earns its R rating. There's definitely going to be a lot of, like, close your eyes or fast forward moments for me whenever I watch it again. Just, it's good, but just be wary of that R rating, okay? Detective Pikachu, another Black Friday pickup from 2019, I believe. I was very happy to finally get this movie. It was really good, better than I expected. Except, my copy did not come with the free trading card. I feel very ripped off. I would have complained, except I ordered it online and it wasn't worth the trip. I'm sad to say that this is the first Mel Brooks movie in my collection. Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Again, because I only buy good movies. I do like this movie, honestly. Like, it's not up there with Mel Brooks' other classics, but I still found it fun. Enchanted, another long-awaited pickup, and I think another underrated Disney movie. I'm really happy it's getting a sequel. I'm looking forward to seeing where the story goes. Fairly Odd Parents, School's Out, the musical. This was one of those purchases. You ever one of those purchases where, like, I haven't watched this in a really long time, and I can't find it anywhere, so I guess I'm just gonna have to spend money on it. That's what this was. And it's really good. I think it's an underrated Fairly Odd Parents special. This is something else I haven't watched in ages. I need to rewatch this. Flushed Away. At the first of the impressive collections. Sorry. This is my collection of the Universal Frankenstein films. The first 5 movies, the Boris Karloff collection. DVD, but it's still... I know there's a Blu-ray edition of this, but I'm happy with this. I don't know how much I need the upgraded version of the Boris Karloff Frankenstein movies. Not that they're not great, it's that they were made in the 1930s, where 1080p wasn't really a thing. But naturally I have this collection. You know, I think you guys were waiting for this, honestly. I couldn't believe this was on Blu-ray. The Hallmark miniseries version of Frankenstein with Luke Goss and Alec Newman. Again, this is something I talked about in my Frankenstein adaptations video. I do think it's great, underrated, and one of the most faithful adaptations of Frankenstein there is. The first of many Christmas classics, we got Frosty's Winter Wonderland, very cute. A controversial movie, but one I love nonetheless, The Greatest Showman. I had so much fun with this movie. Is it historically accurate in the slightest? No. Is that problematic? Probably. But the music is great, and it's so great to have musicals again that have fun being musicals. And that's what this is. Great Mouse Detective. I did not grow up with this movie, surprisingly, but I picked it up much later in life during my Sherlock Holmes early adventures, and I loved it very much. First Mel Brooks Blu-ray, High Anxiety. Have I not opened this yet? I need to rewatch this. This is so much fun. Just let me be. I will say this is the best one, but just let me be. I think I talked about this in a video a long time ago. Hoops and Yo-Yo Ruin Christmas. Very cute special. Imitation Game. I think I've said this before, but I think this is the best movie Benedict Cumberbatch has made so far. It's really good. Okay. I'm really curious if anybody knows this next one, so leave a comment if you know this movie. Does anyone remember The Incredible Mr. Limpet? It's a movie where Don Knotts turns into a fish, and then he helps the Allies fight in World War II. It's ridiculous, but it's wonderful. I am so nostalgic for this movie. I loved this when I was a kid. And I got this for Christmas this year, actually, on Blu-ray. And I'm very proud to have my own copy of The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Yeah, see, I like other Universal monsters, you know? It's not just Frankenstein. This was a Black Friday pickup this year, Into the Woods. This, I think, is the best Broadway to movie adaptation in like the last 10 years. I know it has its faults, and I know not everybody is a fan of some of the cast members, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. Get past it, they cut Rapunzel's subplot. It's fun. Here's one. Nobody talked about this movie, but I loved it a lot. Judy, the Judy Garland story. This is one of Renee Zellweger's best performances. There's a reason she won the Oscar for this. It's beautiful. This is the chick flickiest movie I own, and I've watched it so many times, and I'm not even sorry. The Kim Possible movie, so the drama. And this is cool, we got the premium collection of Kingsman: The Secret Service. I really fell in love with this franchise last year. It's so awesome. As well as Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which I liked. I don't know why everyone's so hard on this movie. I thought it was really good. You know, I thought it was just as much fun as the first movie. So yeah, I'm very happy to have that, and I hope to have the new movie with the origins of the Kingsmen whenever the hell it comes out. King's Speech, yes, 3 Colin Firth movies in a row. And yeah, of course, this one's a classic. Most of you have probably seen this one. It's really good. As is Knives Out. This was another Black Friday pickup this year, and it was just as good as everyone was saying it was, which I'm so happy about because I was scared I wasn't going to like it as much as I was hoping I would. But it's great. I hope they have a million more movies with Daniel Craig as this character. Moving on to the second row, we have the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. Probably the best trilogy DreamWorks has made, but I can't say that for sure because I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon. I know. I get roasted about that a lot whenever I say it. I know. Lady and the Tramp, another classic Disney movie. The Lego Movie, and the Lego Batman movie. I really need to upgrade these to Blu-ray. That's long overdue. I'm working on that. Okay. Funny thing is, I had this on DVD, and then I upgraded. I know this is not a great adaptation of Les Miserables, but it was actually my exposure to it, so I have a soft spot for it, and yes, I think Russell Crowe's the only weak spot, and, well, okay, there's a lot of weak spots, but, you know, it's for $5, it was fine. Of course, I gotta have Lilo and Stitch, the first Lion King on Blu-ray, the second Lion King, Simba's Pride, and I just picked this up, I think this is my most recent edition, Lion King 1.5. I have all of the Lion King movies, that matter anyway, on Blu-ray with the slipcovers. I'm very proud of that. This one's long. It took me way too long to get this. Little Shop of Horrors on Blu-ray, which includes both the original ending and the theatrical ending. So it's amazing to have both on one disc. That's really nice. We've got the Mad Monster Party. I'm gonna be real with you. I've had this for a really long time, and I still haven't seen it. This was like when I got really into Universal, and I'm really a big Rankin Bass fan, so my mom picked this up, and I've been meaning to see it, but every Halloween it just doesn't happen. I'll get to it one day. If it's any good, I'll let you know. Mamma Mia! Yes, this movie, so much fun. You can tell everybody who made this had a blast, as well as with Here We Go Again on Blu-ray. I'm gonna be honest, there's gonna be a time where I upgrade this to Blu-ray as well. And I'm not even sorry. Here's an interesting one. Okay, this is a production of the play The Man Who Came to Dinner. And the reason I have this is because the lead, Sheridan Whiteside, was played by none other than Nathan Lane, one of my all-time favorite actors. This is a really rare DVD, by the way. My mom and I were on the hunt for this for years, and she eventually found it for a good price, and it was a Christmas present to me a few years ago. Alright, so the lighting might be a bit different, and I'm wearing a different shirt because my battery died during that last entry, and I'm filming on a different day to pick up. Let's pick up where we left off. The Marvel Cinematic Universe section. I love how this looks. Originally, I had the titles in alphabetical order along with everything else just by their titles, and that looked weird. That didn't look quite right. So at one point, I put them under M for Marvel, which is where they are now, and then I alphabetized them under Marvel by their titles, but that still didn't look right. So eventually, as you might notice, I decided with M for Marvel in chronological order, and that looks lovely. Now also, if you're looking closely, you might notice that I don't have all of them. I'm working on it. I'm missing 5, I think. Well, Technically I'm missing 6, but there's one MCU movie that I am not interested in ever owning. You guys probably know which one that is. But I am going to give you a good look at what I do have. We've got the first Iron Man, and this one's cool because it's the one with the awesome slipcover with Tony underneath on the actual case, an Iron Man. And also, this is the one with the extensive 7-part documentary series, which is really good. We've also got Iron Man 2 here, very good. The only Iron Man movies I will ever need. First Thor, surprisingly the only Thor movie I own. I gotta work on that. And the first Captain America movie. And this one's got a cool slipcover too. It's got the first Captain America comic printed on the back. That's pretty neat. I don't remember where this was exclusive to. It might have been Best Buy. I'm not positive. The Avengers. Now I have a funny story with my Blu-ray copy of The Avengers. As you can see from the sticker down here, I got it at Book Off. Book Off is like a secondhand store in New York City. It was really cool. Originally, I found this Blu-ray on the shelf for $9.99, which for the original Blu-ray copy of The Avengers, I figured it was a pretty good sell. I got up to the counter, they realized the DVD was not in there even though it was advertised to be. But that wasn't a problem because I actually already own the DVD. I got it for like $5 at Big Lots a couple of years ago. So the guy was like, okay, if you still want the Blu-ray, we'll mark it down. So I got the Blu-ray of the Avengers for $8 and the DVD, which I had at home, at no extra cost, which now sits in here. As you all know, this is my favorite MCU movie, so it's really cool that not only do I have this, but it comes with a fun story. We also got Captain America the Winter Soldier and Ant-Man. And that's it for Phase 2. Yeah, Phase 2 is definitely the weakest part of my collection. It's the part that desperately needs to be built up more. And now Phase 3. Phase 3 is almost complete. I think I'm only missing one movie. This is awesome. This is my only MCU steelbook, surprisingly, but it was actually my first Blu-ray steelbook. Captain America Civil War. Beautiful, the steelbook. We have Doctor Strange. I've grown way more attached to this movie in the last year or so. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Spider-Man Homecoming, got this for $4 on Black Friday. That was really nice. Black Panther, aw. The funny thing is, I actually found this at a Rite Aid. I found it at a Rite Aid for like $12, so that was a really cool find. Infinity War with the slipcase, thank God. Beautiful, another Black Friday pickup. And thank you to my lovely sister. I have Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, which she apparently got for Black Friday this year. Also included Black Friday deal Avengers Endgame, and the same year I was able to pick up Spider-Man Far From Home. Alright, now we got something special. We've got the only other steelbooks I currently own. I do really like steelbooks, but I have trouble justifying the extra price. These, on the other hand, I really did. This was a Christmas gift this year. Mary Poppins. I've been on the hunt for this for a while, and I put it off getting it. And then Best Buy sold out, and then I got it as a Christmas present, which goes great with my favorite steelbook, Mary Poppins Returns. This is not only one of my favorites, it is my favorite steelbook, but it's also the only movie I own in 4K. And no, I do not have a way to play 4K discs. You wanna know why I got this? You wanna know why I paid the extra $15 for this? Because I hated the wide release cover so much, and this was so much more gorgeous, and I love this movie so much, that I was willing to pay the extra money. But like, look at that. Tell me that's not worth it. Was that not worth it? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that. Alright, let's move right along here. We've got Monsters, Inc. Surprisingly still in the wrapping. It's not one of my favorite Pixar's, but it's pretty good. Mulan, a classic Disney film. My Little Pony the movie, and I don't know if these are guilty pleasures. This is like my preteen get kids into history section, that whether or not it's accurate, I'd say it works because these two franchises were like responsible for how much I was into history in middle school. The classic National Treasure and National Treasure 2 Book of Secrets, the collector's edition. Speaking of collector's editions, we got the first two Night at the Museum movies. It's literally just the standard releases of the first two movies in a cool box. But I really like the box, so yeah, that's why I have that. I'm a big Night at the Museum fan. I love these movies. I can't wait for the animated series they're coming out with. You gotta complete the trilogy with Secret of the Tomb. This movie was really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I almost cried. Possibly because of Robin Williams' last words in this movie, but it was an emotional experience. I was not expecting that. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Only reason I'm hesitant to upgrade this to Blu-ray is because my DVD comes in this amazing case and comes with a lot of cool special features. I don't know, maybe I'll do it, but for now, I'm happy with this. This stage version of the Pee Wee Herman show on Broadway. It's basically like that one special they did in the 80s where he wished he could fly. Done again. Yeah, let's just put that back. Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension. Oh man, could you imagine if they had to do a complete series set of Phineas and Ferb? That would be insane. Funny thing is, I actually really like the first Pink Panther movie with Steve Martin, but I don't have that. But I have the second one that I don't like as much. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I watched this. On the plus side, it comes with several classic Pink Panther cartoons bundled in, so that's something. Now we move on to another big section, so big that it had to be transferred over here after Black Friday and Christmas this year. We've got my Pokemon movies. Again, don't have all of them. I'm not as optimistic to complete it as I am with the Marvel movies, because there are some Pokemon movies, especially Black and White wise and X and Y wise, that I've seen, but I'm not really interested in seeing much again. There are a couple more I'm looking for currently, but aside from that, I think I have most everything I want. We got the original DVD releases of the first movie, and Pokemon the Movie 2000. It's in those old, like, clamshell things. That's why it was so hard to get out. But it's so cool to have these because, yes, they're still full screen. Yes, I should probably get a Blu-ray edition to, like, be bundled with them. But I keep these because not only are they original releases, but they come with the Pikachu shorts. Unlike the re-release, including Pokemon 3 the movie, which is the DVD version I have, I can't believe, why didn't they bundle the Pikachu shorts with this? Half the reason I bought this was to see the Pichu Bro short again. Oh, here's a rare one. We have Mewtwo Returns. The funny thing is, my mom bought it for me as a present for my birthday one year, and then she forgot about it, and I was looking over to find my own copy because I didn't know she'd gotten it, and then she was like, "Didn't I get you that?" I was like, "No, you didn't." And then, like, a week after we had that conversation, she found it in her dresser because she completely forgot to give it to me. It's funny how things work out. We got the bundle of movies 4 through 7, because Miramax still owns these movies for some reason, so this is the only way you can ever get them. I'm not. And also, they're out of order. Why? How hard would it have been to look at Wikipedia and check for the right order? Good movies, I just wish they were packaged better. Like my favorite Pokemon movie, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. This was the special collector's edition that came out when the movie first came out. It's got a gorgeous fold-out case, comes with the movie and the 10th anniversary special, Mastermind of the Mirage Pokemon, which, fun fact, was the debut of the current voice cast for Pokemon. Part of me wishes more Pokemon movies were packaged this well, but if any of them were going to get the special treatment, I'm glad it's one that turned out to be my favorite. Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. Again, this was the first movie with the current voice cast, and I think they grew into it a bit better here. Rise of Darkrai, a lot of people's favorite, and definitely the best of the Sinnoh movies. Arceus and the Jewel of Life. Zoroark, Master of Illusion. Black, White, Victini, something. This is the one that's split into 2 movies. It's kind of weird. I never know what to call this movie. And this is my most recent pickup, Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel. I was delightfully surprised by this. It's easily the best X and Y movie. Now to my Pokemon Blu-rays, we have I Choose You, an amazingly delightful Pokemon film that I did do a review on, but you can't see it because it was blocked. And Power of Us, another delightful surprise of a movie. Princess and the Frog. This was actually another book-off pickup, and it's a really cool addition to the movie. Private Life of Sherlock Holmes. This was a very amazing find when I was going through my phase of watching almost anything I could with Sherlock Holmes in it. This is an amazing movie. I've talked about this before, but if you haven't seen it and you're a Sherlock Holmes fan, especially if you like that whole domestic side of Sherlock Holmes, definitely give this a watch. It's great, it's long, but it's worth it, I promise. Hey look, the producers! Did you guys know I like this movie? as well as the documentary recording the cast album. I might have a problem. Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva talked about this movie several times before on the channel, and it's a great movie, great introduction to Professor Layton. I know it is because it was mine. Aw, Ratatouille, soon to be a Broadway musical. I finally saw this movie. I saw it during this time I was checking off a lot of things I hadn't seen yet during quarantine. And it's a great movie. Not the kind of movie I expected, but I think I loved it more because of that. It might be my favorite Hitchcock. I don't know. I have to watch it again to be sure of that. More Bell Brooks, we got Robin Hood Men in Tights. Classic. And in terms of classics, we've got Christmas with my all-time favorite Christmas special, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I had a real thing with Rudolph for a really long time. I couldn't tell you where it came from, but I love this little guy for a very long time. To the point that another one of my favorite Christmas movies is Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. I know, everyone has dumped on this movie. You know, Phalis, Quentin Reviews, everybody's done videos about how much this is not great, but I'm really nostalgic for it. I loved it. It's a fun little adventure. It has a surprisingly good twist with the villain. You know, I won't spoil it. Yes, I'm going to avoid spoilers for Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. But in terms of Christmas movies, this is a childhood favorite of mine. You know what, guys? I won't judge you if you don't judge me. And here, we come to an interesting conundrum here. So I own 4 of the Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes movies. I used to have a lot more of these things. My mom picked up a lot of these for me when I was first getting into Sherlock Holmes, but I'm going to confess something to you. I'm not the biggest fan of the Basil Rathbone movies. Nothing against Basil Rathbone himself. He's easily the best part. It's just, I have a lot of issues with the Basil Rathbone movies for various different reasons, so that's why there's like 15 of these things and I only own 4. I will say, Hound of the Baskervilles is a really solid adaptation. One of the best Hound of Baskervilles adaptations I've seen. It doesn't have a lot of the problems that future Rathbone movies would have. The others I couldn't say because I know these are ones I liked, but I barely remember what happens in them. Sherlock Holmes movies I have watched relentlessly are the Robert Downey Jr. movies. I can't wait. When that 3rd movie comes out, I'm definitely doing a full review of these. Fun fact too, this was the first Blu-ray I ever picked up. I usually don't like multi-packs, but I didn't mind it with this. Maybe I'll get individual ones if that 3rd one ever comes out, because there are really cool steelbooks for the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies, and I did not know that when I bought this. So if there's a cool steelbook with the 3rd one, maybe I'll upgrade these. Shrek 2, such a great movie, and again, probably the only Shrek that I will ever need. And another recent addition, we have the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which, by the way, guys, of course I'm going to review this movie. People were asking me when this movie came out, are you going to talk about it? Are you going to talk about it? Yes, of course. How am I not going to talk about this? I just don't know when. Maybe during the summer. Expect it during the summer. Now, here's why I'm debating if Rear Window is my favorite Hitchcock, because you have the underrated one here. Spellbound. I loved this movie. I'm a sucker for amnesiac stories told well, and I think that's what this is. Now, not a lot of people talk about Spellbound when talking about Hitchcock's movies, but this is really something else. If you can track it down, you're not going to be able to track it down very well on DVD, it's out of print, but if you can find it on streaming or something, definitely give it a try. You got the Amazing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and the second one, Sponge Out of Water, because, you know, I'm an adult. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. This movie's good. This movie's powerful. This is a really, really strong story, and one that I think a lot of people need to see and hear. But you know, if I've got the first 2 SpongeBob movies, I've got to have a gut-wrenching R-rated Oscar nominee movie, apparently. This is awkward. Okay, for the record, I bought this back in 2014, and I really only bought it for the exclusive commentary track, which wasn't even that good. So yes, I know the controversy, I know everything that happened, I sympathize with everyone who suffered for it very, very much, but I'd get rid of it, but I don't know how to get rid of it. You know, I don't want to throw it out, it's a perfectly good disc, you know, it's a perfectly good product. I just don't really know what to do with it. And then we have, oh, for crying out, what is with the shelf? Okay. Yeah. We're just gonna put that back. On to bigger and better things. We got all the Toy Story movies. 1, 2, and 3. I do want to pick up 4. The problem is that I don't want to pick it up on DVD. And if I pick it up on Blu-ray, then that means I'm going to have to upgrade all of these for symmetry's sake. I'll look into if these Blu-rays come with the special features. If they do, then I'll be more prompted to pick it up. Trading Places, a great comedy. Probably my favorite movie that either Eddie Murphy or Dan Aykroyd has made. A Mel Brooks movie that no one ever talks about. 12 Chairs. It's something. I couldn't even tell you how good it is because I've only seen it once. No, I've seen it twice. But it was a very long time ago. It'll give us a rewatch. And you know, I'll let you guys know if it's any good to be remembered. Biggest guilty pleasure movie of all time. Underdog. On Blu-ray. Yeah, this is one of those guilty pleasures that I'm very proud to love. And I am more than willing to upgrade to Blu-ray. Get Up, another classic. Another guilty pleasure. We have Victor Frankenstein. I told you guys I bought this. I did a whole video on this if you want more thoughts. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now you think I might be able to upgrade this to Blu-ray, but this is such an amazing addition. Let me show you if I can show you real quick. It looks amazing without the slipcover. Has this amazing fold out. Look at those discs. That's amazing. And it comes with a clue book and autographed headshots from the 2 animated stars. The first Wonder Woman is another Black Friday pickup. Got it for $4. I recently rewatched this, and yeah, it's an amazing movie. Before anybody leaves comments, at the time I'm recording this, I have not finished Wonder Woman 1984. So I have no thoughts on it, so don't bother. Yankee Doodle Dandy, James Cagney's song and dance movie, and it's really good. He was an amazing dancer. It's kind of a shame that he didn't get to do more of it. Yogi Bear's All-Star Christmas Caper. Please release more of the 80s Hanna-Barbera specials and TV shows on DVD or Blu-ray. Please, whoever's in charge of that. Or just put Yogi's Treasure Hunt on HBO Max. I don't care. I need this stuff more easily accessible. You're all waiting for this one. Young Frankenstein. And finally, let's end on some Christmassy goodness with this cute little underrated Christmas special, Ziggy's Gift. And for the movies, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I do have this, which has like some of my older movies in it and stuff, but I'm only showing you my in-case collection for this video. So a bit of an awkward addition at the end here, I apologize, but the fact is I recorded this collection video actually back at the end of January, and I was just having trouble finding a place in the schedule to put this video. And since this collection is consistently and constantly growing, I actually got a few since recording that video, and I want this to be as up-to-date as possible, so I'll make this quick. I did pick up the current war, the director's cut, because apparently it's much more watchable as the director's cut, and, you know, it's pretty good. A surprisingly expensive Blu-ray, but I found it for a decent price, and again, it's not a great movie, but it's pretty good, and I really wanted it in my collection. I told you guys earlier that I really needed to upgrade my Lego Movie DVDs to Blu-ray, and I finally did after I found this at a supermarket for $5. So since I did that, I figured I might as well upgrade this too and get the Lego Batman movie. See, if this doesn't make my point of the fact that animated Batman movies are better than live-action ones, I don't know what to tell you. Now I just need the second part of the Lego Movie trilogy. I'll work on that. The Rewrite. Bit of a smaller film, but a very charming one. My former coworker Tom recommended this movie to me. He said it was really good, and he was right, so I wanted to own it, and now it's here. And finally, a new addition to the MCU section, the first Guardians of the Galaxy, which I found for $2 on eBay. So yeah, I apologize for this little addition at the end, but again, wanted to be as up-to-date as possible. My collection isn't the biggest or most impressive, especially not on YouTube. In fact, it's kind of weird, as you've seen, but I'm very happy with it. I look forward to building it as much as I can. I hope you guys enjoyed this look into my movie cove, and next time, get ready because we will be looking at my very interesting TV show collection. Here's a preview. There you go. Until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.